So now what I want to talk about is how you go about choosing your colors. And if you recall last week I asked you to paint your color range from your yellow to your red, from your yellow to your blue, and from your red to your blue. Remembering always to start with the light and work your way to the dark. So what I've done is I've painted them, I've roughly cut them out. And as you can see here in this bottom one, I've cut out the two main squares, my primary colors, using my handy dandy little template that I made here, which is 1 inch tall and 3/4 inches wide, so that I can use this to choose anywhere I want the best area to then cut out of the ones that I choose. So the trick for this is that you want to choose colors for your secondaries that are visually 50% this and 50% that. So out of all the colors that I have mixed here, I would say that this probably has too much red in it. I would probably go for this one right here. That would be my what's called secondary orange. So that's what I'm going to choose, and as you can see, my paint is nice and thick, and I've done it in 2 coats at least because of the yellow being so transparent. So having chosen that, then what I want to do is choose one that's 50% this and 50% that. And I would say that that's the closest. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. So there's my primary, my tertiary, my secondary, and then what looks to be 50% this and 50% that. My guess would be, that might be too red. No, I think that looks good. Primary, primary, secondary, tertiary, it's called yellow-orange, tertiary, red-orange, and back to primary red. So that's what I would do, and I would take those and I would glue those down accordingly. This one's different than mine, it's backwards, but it's basically those colors right there. So I'd get that down, these I'd put aside because you're going to need these later, and you're going to need what's left of. So cut carefully or make the squares much bigger because you're going to use these again for the back. So then you're going to make the selection with your red to blue. You're going to make your selection with your yellow to blue, and then you're going to glue those all down to the front here. Then you're done. Then we deal with the back side. So the back side involves choosing any one of these hues that you want to go down the side here. So this is a vertical thing, and again you use your template. I have chosen to use this blue-green here as my color that I'm going to modify. So I've chosen my blue-green. Where did it go? There it is. I've chosen my blue-green, and I'm going to modify it. And remember, every single thing here is on the front part of the language of color sheet. So there's the color that I've chosen from the front to modify. I'm going to make a tint out of it by adding white. I'm going to make a tone out of it by adding gray. I'm going to make a shade out of it by adding black. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the blue-green with its opposite color, which is red-orange, or its complement. So when I mix these two complements together, the red and the blue, the red, orange, and the blue, green, I get this funny color, which is this neutral or brown. So a neutral is something we will be making an entire painting out of for our following project. So that's going down the other side down here, and I would like you to write how you've made these. And then you're going to put 3 analogous colors together, or colors that sit next to each other on the color wheel. And then you're going to take pairs and glue them together. So a pair being, again, what I just mentioned. The blue-green and the red-orange you're going to make as a pair. The green and the red you're going to make as a pair. The yellow-green and the red-purple you'll put as a pair. And you'll go all the way around till you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs. Now her colors are very different in this color wheel because she had a different blue than what we have. I don't know if you can see the difference, but it's a very different blue. So the outcome is quite different than ours.